Welcome everyone. The first thing I'd like to do is for us to take a moment to settle in, invite the Holy Spirit into our hearts to guide this session. Just relax and enjoy. We're here to look at the thoughts and beliefs that are holding us back from realizing who we are. And we're going to do this in a fun, gentle way. All you really need to do is follow and do the exercises. They work best when you do them. It is because the thoughts you think appear as images that you do not recognize them as nothing. You think them, and so you think you see them. This is how your seeing was made. This is the function you have given your body's eyes. It is not seeing, it is image making. It takes the place of seeing, replacing vision with illusions. Okay, so take a deep breath in, and as you release it, I want you to think the words to yourself. I rest in God. Allow your body to relax. Breathe in. I rest in God. Breathe in. And as you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. As you breathe out, I rest in God. Let Christ arise. I rest in God. Okay, so we're ready to begin. Now this exercise we did live when we was actually in the Zoom room doing the Zoom art session. So I'm just going to recreate it for you now. Now this is something we're all getting very familiar with. We see the boxes, we see the little faces, some happy, some sad, some mad. And we see us in amongst all these images. When I say us, I mean ourselves, the one little squiggly face that we identify with on a daily basis. We see it when we're brushing our teeth, we see it how we see it, but we never see it in 3 dimensions. So this image of ourselves we see is always been flat. And one thing I noticed when I was thinking about these sessions is that first lesson in A Course in Miracles, nothing I see means anything. I never actually applied it to myself because I was looking out from what I thought was my face. So part of the inspiration of this workshop came from this realization and desire actually to include myself, what I'm calling myself, in with these images that I see. And just having a quick poke around inside my mind, I just saw so many private thoughts. So what I want you to do next time you're in a Zoom session is just casually look around the faces that you see. And when I just want you to mark any difference in your thoughts or any bodily reactions when you see the image that you think of as yourself. That's it. It's quite a gentle exercise. Just feeling the fabric of those thoughts between the fingertips of your mind. Okay, so everyone's there now on the flat screen. So, what we know from our studies of the Course, people are thoughts. And thoughts that need to be forgiven. From Lesson 51, nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. The concept of the self has always been the great preoccupation of the world, and everyone believes that he must find the answer to the riddle of himself. Salvation can be seen as nothing more than the escape from concepts. It doesn't concern itself with the content of the mind, but with the simple statement that it thinks. And what can think has choice, and can be shown that different thoughts have different consequences. So it can learn that everything it thinks reflects the deep confusion that it feels about how it was made and what it is, and vaguely does the concept of the self appear to answer what it does not know. Seek not yourself in symbols. There can be no concept that can stand for what you are. Okay, we're going to go deeper now. We become aware of some conflict there in our minds, like two thought systems, very dominant in this perception of what we're seeing on the screen, this face. So, as a quick way of going underneath these thoughts, the Spirit gave me a little exercise. So what we're going to do, I want you to touch one hand to the other, like you do when you pray. Now, I want you to zoom in on the feeling. Are you the one touching? Are you the one being touched? Can you see how you can flip between one and the other, or one or the other? Just rotate your palms, intensify that. Now I want you to see that you're the seer of these two thought systems. I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision. It is merely an illusion of reality, because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I am willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them. 3. I do not understand anything I see. How could I understand what I see when I have judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. There is no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen and understood and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this by merely being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than the one I made before? 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I am trying to think without God. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I am not aware of them because I have made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. 5. I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think because I am constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I am constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I have misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I have done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing I am giving up nothing. 4. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. The truth behind illusions. You will attack what does not satisfy, and thus you will not see you made it up. You always fight illusions, for the truth behind them is so lovely and so still in loving gentleness. Were you aware of it, you would forget defensiveness entirely and rush to its embrace. The truth could never be attacked, and this you knew when you made idols. They were made that this may be forgotten. You attack but false ideas and never truthful ones. All idols are the false ideas you made to fill the gap you think arose between yourself and what is true, and you attack them for the things you think they represent. What lies beyond them cannot be attacked.
Yo, Caslow!
for joining me, everyone, on this beautiful healing journey. This last exercise is just to be one of joy. I want you to paint, draw, create, make, sparkle, shine, whatever you want. Express yourself on this piece of paper. Any way you can think of to release. It's like a symbol of giving it over to the Holy Spirit. I'm just going to leave you with these words from the Course, from the section From Perception to Knowledge. All healing is release from the past. That is why the Holy Spirit is the only healer. He teaches that the past does not exist, a fact which belongs to the sphere of knowledge, and which therefore no one in the world can know. It would indeed be impossible to be in the world with this knowledge, for the mind that knows this unequivocally also knows it dwells in eternity and utilizes no perception at all. It therefore does not consider where it is, because the concept where does not mean anything to it. It knows that it is everywhere, just as it has everything.